So now, we're looking at the left skeleton of a male chicken. Okay. Now, let's proceed. This is the head, and that is the skull. Now let's proceed to the cervical vertebrae. So it starts from here to here. So that is our cervical vertebrae. Now, if we look into here, we can see the bones over here. So we have our clavicles, this one and this one. And then right here, this big bone that the clavicles are connected to is our interclavicle. And this whole thing, the clavicles and the interclavicle, is called the wishbone or the furcula. Now, this cute bone right here is our precoracoid, or can also be called coracoid. And let's proceed here at our dorsal part of the chicken. As you can read, that is our scapula, this one. And then below our scapula is obviously the ribs of the chicken. In the skeleton, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and yeah, 7 ribs. 7. And we have a floating rib over here. And below that would be our sternum. This is our sternum right here, and then we proceed back again. That is connected to the rib, which is our ilium. It's kind of a depression right there in the bone. Okay, and now we proceed to our ischium and the pubis. The pubis is right here, as you can see, right here. And then this is the ischium. Now let's proceed to this. As you can see, it's like a vertebrate. So since it's like at the end part, we call this the caudal vertebrae. And then this bone right here is our pygostyle. And this is the pelvic girdle, this part right here. Okay? Now this dorsal part of the chicken, we can see the vertebral column right here, and then up to the caudal vertebrae, and we can see a bone right here. Before our caudal vertebrae is the synsacrum, this bone over here. Let's proceed downward. This big bone right here, it's like the leg. We called it the femur. And then below here is this bone right here. This one. Not this one, but this one is the fibula. Okay? And let's not forget the condyles. In the lower part of the leg, we have, can you read that? It's tibiotarsus. This tibiotarsus, and we have the shank, this bone right here. And then lower part of the leg, let's trace this one. This one would be our tarsum metatarsus. And there should be like a it's not here, but we should expect a little of like a hook right here. You know, in the chicken, the sabong, and then you have a hook right here. Oh, here we go. You can see that one. But it's kind of, anyway. That's our spur. Okay, it's like a hook. And then down to our feet, important for walking and sabong, we have the phalanges. Okay? It should have 1, 2, 3, and 1 back here, phalanges. And the spur should be right here, because that one should be phalanges. And this whole thing from the femur to the phalanges, that is our hind limb. So this whole thing is our hind limb. Okay? Now let's go back to the upper portion of the chicken. Right here, we have the carina, this one. This is the carina, okay? And going back, if we have like another view of the leg, this is again our tarsometatarsus, this whole bone right here. So if a side view, this would be our tarsometatarsus, and this would still be our tarsometatarsus. So from this bone skeleton, we are lacking the forelimb, but we're gonna explain the forelimb in this another illustration right here. So this is our forelimb, and we have the humerus, and then the two bones that are connected to each other, the ulna and the radius. And then in the upper part of that, it's like the wing, it's like the whole wing actually. We have the carpum metacarpus, and above that are the phalanges. So from the phalanges, carpum metacarpus, ulna, radius, humerus, that whole group is our forelimb wing, or like forelimb, and it's the wing. Okay, and including the humerus, humerus, radius, ulna, carpum metacarpus, phalanges, we have our forelimb, or also known as our. So that's it for the chicken skeleton. See you again. Now we are out in the field. After we've studied the skeleton of the chicken, we now study the external features of the chicken, presenting our model. So now this is the skull, and as you can see here, there should be a skeleton there that connects to the skull, connects to the jaw, which is the hyoid. And now let's move on to the forelimb. So this part right here is our vertebrae, and then this part right here is our forelimb. We have the wing, which is very full of protein, and also the breast, very full of protein. Thank you.